Guys, I got a topic I'm definitely gonna want your thoughts on in the comments down below. But let me know a little something. Do you think 43 characters in Dragonball FighterZ is enough? Or are you one of those people that wants more DLC characters? Now, I kinda gotta come at this at two different points. You see, because something I've been seeing going around in the community a lot lately is, well, we don't need a Season 4. 43 characters is more than enough in Dragonball FighterZ. Because for a 2D fighter like Dragon Ball, especially a competitive fighting game, 43 characters is a staggering amount of characters. There's no denying that. Like, there's just simply no way around it. 43 characters in a roster is incredible, especially the fact that these 43 characters, for the most part, are all really viable. That's incredible. And balancing a game with more and more DLC becomes harder and harder the more characters you begin to introduce. Now, if we want to look at this from a different angle, we could, on the other side, say this is a team fighter. So each team consists of 3 different characters. But in a game like this, where characters are so well balanced and every single character is super viable, you still happen to see like the same 10 characters played online and in professional matches as well. So really, that roster of 43 dwindles down to like 10 to 20 max because everyone plays the same characters, and 13 of them are duplicates, and most of them share moves amongst each other. You got the same UI Goku on everybody's team, base Goku, base Vegeta, Gogeta of some sort, Vegito, and Broly. And while there's nothing wrong with that, when you look at it that way, you realize this roster kind of narrows down quite a bit. Sure, people have the option to play these other characters, but making that choice also means you're going to have to be okay with losing a lot of games because, well, your character isn't as strong as some of those other ones. And while sure, you can still win, people rather play the easier characters, like UI Goku. So I believe when you look at it that way, the thought of adding more characters to the game in order to mix things up and change the meta, change what characters you see online and what team composition people have, that becomes a lot more interesting. And that version of Dragon Ball FighterZ sounds like a really good time. Not to mention the fact, I think the desire for more characters and more DLC stems less from the actual game itself and more from the really rich and very character vibrant anime and manga, where they took the time to develop all these other super interesting characters that we fell in love with and never got to see in our game. Characters like Deborah, Tapion, Bojack, Android 13, Omega Shenron, Nova Shenron, Herculon, Ice Shenron, Dispo, Topo, Pycon, and of course Raditz, Super Boo, Buhan. Like, these are all amazing characters that could really do well in the game and really bring the unique factor to people's teams. And I know people would love to see some of these fan favorites make it to the game. And I think at the end of the day, the people who want DLC like myself, I think that's where a lot of their disappointment comes from, because you begin to kind of realize that this game could, if it wanted to, fit a lot more characters in its roster, because 43 pales in comparison to the amount of other characters they could have added that are much more unique. So instead of having 13 duplicate characters, they could add more unique characters that people would really like to see, like Dispo or Bergamo, or even God of Destruction Topo. And I think that's where a lot of people's desire for more DLC characters comes to play, because you gotta understand, we're paying money for these DLC characters. We're paying literally like $5 for a different hair color on a character, and in many cases a lot of shared moves between the characters. So I feel like a lot of people would rather spend that money on a completely new experience, and even if they don't play the character, they still get the joy of playing against the character. And if you ask me, that's completely fair. So in my own opinion, while I don't think we're going to be getting a Season 4 reveal here in this new event happening in a couple of days, I do think a Season 4 is warranted. Now, whether it'll happen or not, nobody knows, and it very well may not happen. But I think the point remains, there's a lot of characters they could add if they wanted to, that people would absolutely love to have in the game. And sure, some of them would be more duplicate characters, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Majin Vegeta, but the other characters in the season could be completely unique and really, really refreshing for the game. But that pretty much wraps up the video. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments down below. And if you're new here, subscribe, become part of this amazing community, and watch this video next. Thanks for watching.